guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another episode of the Anomaly. Last time we left off, we started to have some questions about the mysterious new girl, Kiera. We don't really know a lot about her, and that's kind of the problem. She apparently just does not exist on the internet. And also she hugged us, which was kind of awkward. So maybe we'll find out more this episode, maybe not. But let's see what happens. Hey, look who's just in time. For what? Ethan's not in the best of moods, we'll just say that. My thoughts went to the day before. It looked like Ethan wasn't quite over the whole phone thing. I opened my mouth, trying to fumble some sort of apology together again in an attempt to quell the situation, but Ethan spoke up before I could come up with anything. It's absolutely ridiculous. I can play circles around that dipshit. He's been here for what, 2 months? What the hell? What is this all about? Kira leaned in behind me, murmuring a query in my ear that I could only return with an oblivious shrug. Well, the coach will end up finding that out, won't he? Just show him his screw up the old-fashioned way. Huh, if this wasn't the first time Coach Hansen pulled bonehead roster changes like this, sure. Our team isn't going anywhere as long as he's calling the shots. The guy has no idea what he's doing. Thankfully, it looked like Ethan's new source of rage didn't have anything to do with our antics yesterday. It was hard to understand exactly what was going on coming in halfway through the conversation, but if I had to guess, it looks like Ethan had lost his starting position on the football team. So, stage a coup? You can't be the only one with the same thoughts. Half of the team hardly cares enough to do anything. We suck because we don't give a shit, but it's a hell of a lot easier to pin our losses on the quarterback and give the new kid a start. I can't even tell you how stupid it all is. Anything we can do? I mean, we kind of owe you one after yesterday anyway. Do I smell a massive scandal? Whoa, easy there, Satan. Maybe something a little less destructive. Satan. Perfect name for Ross. I vote we just start calling him Satan from now on. I'm all for helping out, but I don't want to be responsible for someone getting into any permanent trouble or landing in jail. I don't know. If anyone's vulnerable, it's that tool who took my position. I can't count how many times I've seen that guy under the bleachers with cheerleaders. 3 of which you've dated. Case in point. That's beside the damn point. Point is, if Coach got wind of him screwing around with the cheerleaders after every practice, he'd get his ass chewed out and more. So, why don't you just tell him? I doubt that would work. If I went straight to him, he'd think I was just trying to smear the guy because I'm pissed off about getting replaced. Probably shouldn't have gotten butthurt about it in front of the whole team, huh? Ethan groaned and rubbed his face with his hands, so red that it looked like his head was about to explode. Are you guys gonna help me out or not? Well, it is high school after all, and a small one at that. Shouldn't be too hard to get some nasty rumors circulating. Oh my god. We are such bad people. Like, this is not normal high school antics. This is like cyberbullying. This is not cool. Not cool, dude. Especially if they're true. I know exactly what girls he's talking about. I hardly think we need to do any hacking to pull this off. Lainey could get these rumors flying by herself. It would make it a hell of a lot easier, though. Plus, I don't think Lena would be all that into spreading dirt like that. Righto! Doesn't mean I can't help you guys out, though. I know just what makes these girls tick. Ethan finally seemed to be calming down a bit, rubbing the scruff on his chin between his thumb and index, nodding along with our conversation with a serious face. Alright, good. I like where this is going. What are you guys thinking? Hey man, I already put in my suggestion and you guys shot it down. I leave this in Lena's tiny, blood-stained hands. Lena frowned at her brother and shook her head, but I couldn't help but chuckle at the comment. Even in our silly little school, the inner workings of the social structure were fraught with a brutal sort of juvenile politics. If anyone knew them best, it was our little blonde diva. Well, if you want this rumor to heat up, you're going to need to play with fire. And what's the most flammable thing around here? Jealousy. Kira answered Lena's question with an amused smirk as she plopped down in a chair. Exactly. All we have to do is stir up a little drama. What's this guy's name again? Sal Serrano. Yikes. Well, I doubt this guy is publicizing the fact that he's fooling around with more than one girl. Just the opposite. He's a newbie, so he's using his current lack of notoriety to slip under the radar and do whatever he likes. It's probably not gonna last for him, but he's fresh meat. Those girls are all about the flavor of the week to him, and he's getting all the free samples he can. These hoes ain't loyal. Oh, Ross. You're growing on me. I rolled my eyes at Ross, but Lena smiled and continued on. Kind of, but he's not the loyal one here. They still aren't going to be happy when they find out they're all sharing the same boy toy. No one wants, seconds. Or thirds. This Sal guy is taking the sloppy thing to a whole new level. The blonde laughed even harder, burying her face in her hands against the desk for a second before composing herself. Ross, you're awful. Let me finish. So we can pull this off? We can take this guy down? Absolutely. Can you guys hack into some social media accounts? Possibly. Wouldn't be the first time. It's kind of a pain, but it's doable. Not in the lab, though. Everything is visible on these connections. That's fine. I don't give a shit what the coach thinks about us using the shed right now anyways. If you guys make this happen, you've all got open access to the hideout whenever you want. Deal? Damn, upping the ante. I like this. So much for class, right? Heh, looks like. You guys ready to do this? You kidding me? It's about time we had some real action. Let's go. Our little team came to a quick consensus, which hardly required any convincing. Repeating the school year wasn't high on anyone's agenda, but no one was going to argue against spending the morning locked up in the shed. I felt a little bad keeping Kira away from class, but it was her choice whether to come along or not. Either way, I couldn't complain about her company. You sure you don't care about playing hooky, Kira? I don't think they'll miss me too much. Plus, there's no way I'm missing this. Fair enough. Lead the way, Ethan. Man. I don't know how I feel about this. Like, okay, I was bullied a lot in high school. Like, even on social media. Like, I had a blog at the time, and I was bullied hardcore. So, playing as characters doing stuff like this is, sort of a moral dilemma for me, but, you know, it's a game, so it's not real. Just convinced myself that, you know, this is not something to do in real life. This is a bad thing. This is a game. Do not ever do this to real people. We gathered up our supplies, made our way outside, across the practice field, and over to the little shed at one side of it. Ethan led us up to the door, instinctively covering the lock with one hand while he dialed up the combination, glancing back at us over his shoulder all the while. What happened to sharing the code, Ethan? That's if you guys actually pull this off, remember? I could still get in big trouble for giving anyone the code. Okay, so that explains why we don't have the code and why we had to steal it from him. We're nothing but pawns beneath Ethan's throne of lies. Know your place, guys. Ethan chuffed and shook his head, popping the lock off and opening the door for us. Well, at the moment, I guess that's not entirely inaccurate. I raised my eyebrows towards Kira and she chuckled, following the rest of us inside. In the warmer seasons, the little storage shed wasn't the most comfortable of settings, especially with a handful of bodies packed in, but thankfully the weather had taken a nice turn for cooler temperatures in the last few weeks. Any heat was bad on the hardware too, so it was good that we didn't have to worry too much about keeping our systems cool. All we had to do was screw around with some social media accounts and be back in time for second period. Piece of cake. Alright, have at it, nerds. Everything should be just as you left it. Ross and Valerie quickly got to setting things up, booting up the server and hooking up to their laptops. Everything was a little dusty from our absence, but it looked to be all in order. It had been a while now since we volunteered to install a Wi-Fi router in the shed for students out on the field and on this side of the school, and luckily enough no one had bothered to investigate and find out that we ended up doing a bit more than that. It was as cool of a setup as we could hope for outside of our own bedrooms, and while the server wasn't anything spectacular, we had all chipped in to buy it and got the job done well enough. So much for keeping things clean in here. Valerie sent Ethan a mildly scathing look as she blew a thin layer of dust off the top of the server. Hey, I've been a little busy lately if you haven't noticed. A little dust ain't gonna hurt anyways, chill. We didn't have a whole lot of space in the little shed, and having extra bodies didn't help. Ethan hung by the entrance with Lena to stay out of our way, and Kiera plopped down on a bag full of balls, nestling down until she somehow got comfortable on the awkward choice of seating. I glanced back at her, laughing as I got set up as well. Cramped or not, it was nice having everyone together and on the same page, unlike the day before. Alright, I think we're good to go. 10-4, so where do we start, oh sister of mine? Relationship statuses for sure. That may be all you need, honestly. Start with the queen bitch, Jana Parker. Now, I'm confused why they're like... I mean, these girls don't know that this guy is, like, sleeping with all of them and cheating on them, so why are they in the wrong here? I mean, yeah, it's a little sketchy to be sleeping with someone on the football team after practice or whatever, but that doesn't necessarily make them bad people. I think the guy is the one who we should be calling a hoe. Anyways, just my thoughts, but who am I to talk? If anyone deserves this shit, it's her. Valerie raised her eyebrows, looking somewhat intrigued by Ethan's enthusiasm, and glanced back towards him. Sounds like someone's still a little salty about getting dumped by the queen bitch. Ugh, as if. I was about to drop her anyways. She isn't worth the trouble. Right. Ethan is right though. Jana is definitely the best place to start. If you disrupt the balance of power in their little social circle, everyone around them is going to know about it. Even someone as oblivious as Coach McLevin. Alright, Jana it is. How about the other girls? Well, Samantha, Connors, I think? She's the new girl on the squad, so if she was getting a piece of Jana's new boy toy, I don't think Queen Bee would like that. Then there's Stacy Hodge. She's like Jana's best friend and mortal enemy. Right, pretty much. That's where the drama is gonna be. Valerie pulled up the girls' social media pages while we brainstormed, groaning as she scrolled through their feeds. These girls are so not my speed. I won't feel bad about this at all. You really do care about us. I chuckled as Valerie rolled her eyes at Ross before turning back to her screen. I couldn't really disagree after taking a quick look over the pages, chock full of photos of their every activity, pictures of food, overpriced coffee, and celebrity gossip. It felt a little repetitive in a way. A little stirring up, even if it was delivered in a dubious manner, would at least break that monotony. Alright, so how are you guys supposed to get into their accounts? Aren't there, like, security measures to stop you? Of course, but there are pretty simple ways around that if you know what to do. Easier to show than tell. You guys ready? Oh, here we go. Ross and I nodded affirmatively, bringing up the pages we needed. As relatively simple as this little exercise was compared to other things, it was still going to take a little bit of work. Splitting things up between the three of us would make things a lot easier. Alright, why don't we each take one of the girls? I'll get into Jana's account. The little one is mine. Well, call me Goldilocks then. Stacy's just right. Lena giggled at Ross's dumb joke, coming up behind us. Good luck, guys. This should be fun. And really easy. Our little open Wi-Fi signal out here has its perks. Got the cookie stealer running? Ross nodded and got to work. It was a pretty simple concept, but one that none of the girls would know the first thing about. The cheerleaders' practice area was pretty close by, meaning odds were high that they were using the Wi-Fi signal from our router. As long as they stayed glued to their phones, a cookie stealer would let Ross sign into any of their accounts, as long as they were logged in and the cookies were visible. Bingo, I'm on Stacy's account. How about the other two? Negatory, looks like you've got to do your own damn work. Huh, fair enough. Ethan, how much do you know about... I'm in! Poor little thing won't know what hit her. We all looked towards Valerie, stunned by how incredibly quick she was able to slip into Samantha's account without using the cookie trick. Unless she outright knew the girl's password, it didn't make any sense how she cracked it so quickly. Wait, what? How did she get in so fast? The girl smiled, leaning back in her chair with her fingers interlaced behind her head. Too easy, I know her type. She's probably fallen for a popular boy and spends a lot of time daydreaming about him. She used his birthday as her password. Oh, God. That's embarrassing. You've gotta be kidding me. Don't you, get locked out if you guess the wrong password a few times? Good thing I didn't guess wrong then. I shook my head in disbelief. Wait, how did she know the guy's birthday? Like, what? I wasn't sure whether to chalk it up to women's intuition, Valerie's brilliance, or dumb luck, but in any case, it looked like I was the last one who still had work to do. I was quickly beginning to regret choosing the toughest of the three. Need some help there, Tucker? It would be nice to finish up before school's out. Hey, I've got it. Just sit tight, I've got a plan. Jana might not be signed up into the app, but that doesn't mean she isn't connected to the network. A little breaking and entering, I like it. What are you guys even talking about? Unsecured Wi-Fi networks are incredibly stupid. Why do you think we set it up but never use it ourselves? What? Why? I use it all the time. And we got tired of reading those cringy emails to your Nana months ago, Pumpkin. What? I have no idea what you're talking about. Lena squished up beside Kira on her makeshift seat as they both giggled at the sudden haze of pink across Ethan's cheeks. Point is, as long as Jana's phone is connected to the network, it's possible to break into it. Not necessarily easy, but possible. Doubting my abilities, Valerie? No, I mean, you can patch a hole in the wall instead of tearing the whole house down and rebuilding it from scratch, but if you want to show off, be my guest. I chuckled and shook my head. She wasn't entirely wrong. There were probably easier ways to go about it, but nothing was quite so straightforward and effective at gaining direct access. It wasn't the easiest method, but it was nothing I couldn't handle. And hell, maybe I did want to show off a bit. It had been too long since I had some sort of a challenge. Alright, I think I've got her. Here we go. Sounds like it's gonna be hard. Alright. Sequence type 3, wire snake. Okay, I used the following terminal session to discover Jana's phone transmission data via wire snake. Alright. Okay. Help. Help! I need all the help I can get. Okay, so I'm assuming we're going to be using the wire snake command. That seems easy enough. Name, wire snake. Description, packet sniffing tool for network analysis. Saves transmission data into PCAP file. Okay, so it looks like somehow we have to find out what this file name is. Hint. Okay, I should try and scan the network for data. Type wire snake type wire snake followed by a file name, then type TCP flow file followed by the file name with .txt after it. Well, what's the file name? How do I get the file name? Uh, oh, okay, I got quiet there for a moment because I was concentrating, but I did it. I'm getting better at this, you guys. I didn't actually expect that to work, but it did. Wow, I'm actually, like, proud of myself for that one. And I'm in. Ross whistled and leaned back in his chair, rubbing his hands together in as menacing a fashion as the gangly teen could. Nice job. All that's left now is the fun part. You guys really shouldn't be having so much fun with this. I glanced back at Kira and chuckled. She may have had a point, but it was too hard not to be a little amused by the prospect of stirring up trouble. It wasn't like we were doing anything but uncovering the truth anyways. Of course not, it's strictly business. She laughed back and I gave her a wink before turning back to the monitor. As fun as the banter was, we needed to get moving before it was too late. Unlike Valerie, who had total access to Samantha's account, Ross and I only had a way in as long as the other two girls stayed on the Wi-Fi network. Relationship statuses first? On it. The three of us quickly got to work editing the girls' profiles to show that all three of them were in a relationship with Sal Serrano. It was simple enough, but odds were that it was more than enough to throw a monkey wrench into things. We are such bad people. But I'm gonna have to end this episode here, guys, because I am still a little bit sick, and all this reading is kind of making my throat hurt. So, wow, wow. Eh, it is interesting playing as characters whose actions I don't necessarily agree with, but it's also very difficult because I don't want to do the things that we're doing. But I wish I could like be the good guy, be like, hey guys, this is not, this isn't cool. But we can't. We're just as bad as they are. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And if you did, please don't forget to leave a like on this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And I will see you guys next time for another exciting episode of The Anomaly. Have a great day.